Good morning. Good morning. It is Erin Esser, Morning Minutes with Erin, and it is Sunday morning here where I'm at. I'm on the East Coast of the United States, and it is April 16th, 2023. So we find that we're finishing up Aries, right? The sun. So I'm here to bring you the energy from a soul perspective, meaning the sun, because the sun and the soul are the same thing. So, where the sun is in your chart is your soul's expression, and how it is relating to other aspects in your astrology chart is the relationship between your soul and other aspects of yourself. So, I bring you the energy of the day based on your soul's perspective, where the sun is, and sometimes what it's aspecting. Other times, it just is. And I also weave my own intuition and experience in this as well too. So we are finishing out the last few days in Aries. And reminder, this week on the last day of Aries, the 29th degree, we have an eclipse. So we'll go into that more this week because that is going to be a big energy for your soul. And if you haven't watched any of these, go back to the beginning where I've made a commitment to myself for 21 days to do these videos, 10 minutes or so. I think the longest one I have is maybe 16 minutes, but I keep them short and sweet because you'll see everything is leading up to now. So now is going to have an effect on tomorrow, and now is going to have an effect on the next day because because it's just how this energy works as we move and flow through time. So everything builds upon, upon the previous. So today is really about undeterred faith in pursuit of ideals, reevaluation of what success is. So to sum this up and to break it down into bite-sized pieces, this is really about self-development and how it takes place on a trial and error basis. So there's a difference between the young, idealistic person, right? That's like boasting in themselves, which is fun and wonderful and whatnot, right? But then only, doing this and gonna go do this and I'm this, and only to fall prey to themselves, right? And then to feel disappointed or to feel like they're being set back because maybe it didn't end up the way that they thought or the way that they expressed. So the response that we can have in this is to, number one, we could do the same thing again, or, and not learn from that. Or we could take self-pity, right? And when we can feel bad for ourselves, and I'm going to read this little paragraph in this on the Sabian symbol about pity, if I can find it. Because I feel that most people are here right now. I know that it's something that we do often when we're not like getting like the results maybe that we are hoping for. But hope is an illusion as well too. So but anyway, frequent disappointments, frustrations, and false starts simply lead to defeatism and self-pity as a retreat from reality. So that's when we start to blame our circumstances, right? We start to blame our external circumstances. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a situation, maybe it's a bill that came in that you weren't planning on, whatever that is, right? But like it says here, it has to be observed that that this indulgence of self-pity is thoroughly demoralizing and is entirely avoided in a fully mature adult. So how I read this is that we are on the journey of becoming adults, right? It doesn't matter if you're 40, 20, 35, 75. Not every quote unquote adult by age is actually an adult, right? Or a mature adult. So the other thing that we can do now when we have to reevaluate, right? Not everything is set in stone. When we come to this place where we're like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I want this outcome, we're setting ourselves up actually for failure because it's basically your own control that's getting in the way, right? You're getting in the way of your own results. So to just let go, right? And to realize that, to sit back and reflect based on, based on the things that have gone well maybe in your life or that you've done well. And then also the things that maybe haven't turned out well. And just take stock in that. It doesn't mean that you have to live from that space, but we can learn from that space when we use it wisely. And we can pick up clues about ourselves and then move forward with a more of a firm foundation. So, and it's really about using your imagination to find, just really using your imagination. Again, this is like all quantum kind of things here, but it's using your imagination, visualizing and pairing. The catalyst is the emotional, connection that we put to it. So do thoughts change your life? Not on their own, but it's a start. And our imagination, it's a start. And so when we can be in that space, like we're living it already, that will allow us to show up differently, because life is not smooth all of the time. And so we have to really embody who we really desire to be. So if you have a dream, if you have a vision, if you have an idea in your mind of the person that you really, want to be, or something that you really want to do, who do you have to be? What type of characteristics do you need to take on? What type of values? And this is an exercise that I did, gosh, this is so long ago, when I was speaking at a company that I used to be a distributor for. And so I just want you to close your eyes for a minute, and just imagine your most ideal partner, right? Or maybe ideal friend, whatever it is, like the most ideal partner or best friend that you could ever hope for, right? Just that most idealistic, you could even do parent, whatever you want to do, just whatever resonates with you. And what qualities do they have? What do they look like? What are they wearing? What do they sound like? How do they talk? How do they move? How do they process life? How do they move through life? And really settle in on this and really, really get a visual of this. And now you become that. Because then when you start to embody those, that is what is going to start to, you are going to realize how powerful you are, as far as you are an immortal being. And you are here to create. You're a creator. You're here to create. So in every moment. So be wise about that creation and be imaginative and be grounded in that, and also dream big at the same time. And then realizing when you come to a place within your life or within this process that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Like, that's not really feeling good. I thought it would feel good. Then just restructure how you're doing it and realize that you're not a failure, that you're learning from it. So you can either, be like, oh, this sucks, I'm not going to ever do this and whatnot when those things happen. Or you can go, this is interesting feedback that I'm receiving from life, from my emotional state, from myself, from others. How do I want to, show up for that? How do I want to perceive that? And then how do I want to move forward and reevaluate and then come from a new space? So anyway, I hope you found value in this. Again, eclipse is coming up this week. Some big energy. So yeah, we're all here for this, for such a time as this. And I appreciate you being here. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.